we could talk about baby B, who is 3 months. 3 as of 2 days ago. So Miss Belle is 3 months old. I can't even believe it. I feel like the time's flying. I'm like, what the F? How do I have an 18-month-old or a 19-month-old and a 3-month-old? Like, this is crazy. She just got her first shots or you get shots at 2 months. So she just got her first shots a week ago. Anyway, she was not impressed. She was not happy with her shots at all. But she only cried for a little bit, and then I didn't even need to breastfeed her. After she just went to sleep, I was like, thank God. Because I just wanted to go back home. The appointment was so early in the morning. I was not impressed. But that's all the doctor had available, so I had to take it because I couldn't wait any longer to get her shots. I feel like Bellamy has been advanced since she came out of my hoo-ha, because like I feel like I never ever had to support her neck or her head. And from the moment she came out and she was lying on my chest, she literally was holding her head up on her own, and I'm like, what kind of baby is this? Like, why is she so strong already? And she's just so freaking strong. Like, she is full stripe too, just like Salem was, but she might be a little bit worse where that's concerned, and I think it's because she sees Salem, another baby, having motor skills and stuff, and so she wants to do that too, because Bellamy will literally get upset if you lay her down. Like, she wants to sit up, but she's 3 months, so I guess that's normal. And she also wants to stand up, and I'm like, Belle, you can't stand. Like, it's just not a thing. So I'm holding her by her waist for her to stand, and she'll stop fussing if that's what she's doing. She also wants me to stand up all the time, and she also loves being in her mama-roo. She is the most chill baby. She's pretty easygoing, but I remember Salem was like that too at first, but then Salem got really demanding and everything changed. So I don't know how Belle is going to change, but we'll see. Let's look at 3-month milestones and see if she's developing, you know, good and well. By 3 months, they say that your baby should be raising its head and chest when lying on their stomach, and she definitely does that. I do give her tummy time because I want her to learn to crawl, and I see that she's trying to freaking move, and I'm like, slow down, girl, slow down. But I think 4 or 5 months is when Salem started crawling, so I'm not really surprised by Belle. She should be able to support her upper body with her arms when lying on her stomach. She should stretch her legs out and kick while lying on her stomach or back. She does a lot of kicking. Even when she's sitting in the mama-roo, her legs are just going like this all the time. Open and shut hands, so I guess like this, she does that. Pushes down on legs when feet are placed on a firm surface, so she definitely does that as well. Bring her hand to her mouth. Her hand is always in her mouth. I feel like this child is never satisfied in the hunger department, but she's so much skinnier than Salem was at this age. Take swipes at dangling objects with hand. Grasps and shakes hand toys. She doesn't have a lot of like rattles and stuff like that, but on her car seat there's a little thing there that she plays with. Sometimes she plays with it with her hands and sometimes with her feet, depending on where the position of the arm is. Visual and hearing. She gets startled so easily. She is a little fraidy cat. Last night was horrible because she was so tired and she was trying to fall asleep, and I'm putting her to sleep, but Salem wasn't sleeping yet, and usually I put Salem to sleep before Bellamy. Salem wasn't asleep yet, and every time Bellamy shut her eyes and was like almost there, Salem would freaking scream and startle her, and Bellamy would just start wailing. She was crying her eyes out. Salem was stressing the poor girl. I'm like, Salem, please stop screaming, ma'am. We're gonna have to escort you off the premises. And she just would not stop it, and eventually Belle fell asleep to where she was a deep enough sleep where the scream didn't disturb her, and then I was able to put Salem to sleep and carry on about life. But anyway, visual and hearing milestones. Watches faces intently. She definitely does that. She's always staring. Bellamy is a giggler. She loves to laugh. She loves to play with us. And if we make faces or if we come in close to her face like this, She loves it. She thinks it's hysterical. If I'm holding her in my arms like this, where her face is down and my other arm is through her legs like this, and I'm kind of cradling her, and I just do this, or I drop her low to the ground, she thinks it's hilarious. She's giggling, and I'm like, what the heck? My kids are both daredevils. So they should be following moving objects. She definitely does that. They should recognize familiar objects and people at a distance. She does that. Starts using hands and eyes in coordination. She should smile at the sound of your voice. Like I said, she's a big smiler and big giggler. Begins to babble. She talks so much, and she's so loud. Like, she's legit louder than Salem when she's talking and cooing, and I just love the sound of her voice. She turns her head in the direction of the sound. So if I'm upstairs and she's down in the living room and I start talking, she'll legit start looking for me, and she just tries to find my voice. Social and emotional milestones. She should begin to develop a social smile, which she obviously has. She enjoys playing with other people and may cry when playing stops. Yeah, last night Malik was shaking the toy for her, but his arms were getting tired, but every time he stopped she would cry, and he didn't want her to cry, so he just kept doing it. I said, no, don't worry, just go, because he needed to eat dinner. So he sat down and she fussed for a bit, but then she stopped, so it was okay. Becomes more communicative and expressive with face and body. Yep. Imitates some movements and facial expressions. I think one of my favorite facial expressions is when she makes a sad face. It's so funny. There's a long list of stuff that you should watch out for developmental health watch, but I don't think I need to. Doesn't seem to respond to loud sounds. That's definitely not an issue. Doesn't notice her hands by 2 months. That's not an issue. Doesn't smile at the sound of your voice by 2 months. Not an issue. Doesn't follow moving objects with her eyes by 2 or 3 months. Nope. Doesn't grasp or hold objects by 3 months. She definitely does. Sometimes she even grabs hold of her bottle and starts feeding herself. Like, I can't. Doesn't smile at people. Cannot support her head. Does not reach or grasp for toys. Doesn't babble. Doesn't bring objects to her mouth by 4 months. Begins babbling but doesn't try to imitate any of your sounds by 4 months. Doesn't push down with her legs when feet are placed on a firm surface. Has trouble moving one or both eyes in all directions. Crosses their eyes most of the time. So in the first month, her eyes kept crossing because she had no control over them. But by, I think, 2 months, they stopped crossing and she's able to control them. Look left, look right, look up, look down. Doesn't pay attention to new faces or seems very frightened by new faces or surroundings. Has the tonic neck reflex at 4 or 5 months. I don't even know what that is. I would say that she's not experiencing any of these things, so we're right on schedule. I haven't tried to make her imitate any of my sounds, but I feel like that one varies. I don't think every 4-month-old can mimic a sound, and she's not 4 months either, so I'm not really worried about anything on that list. And as you guys know, because of the nursing situation and tandem feeding, somebody in my comment section in one of my other videos, I think it was on a vlog video, they asked, like, if you don't want to nurse Salem, why don't you just stop? And I'm just like, obviously you don't have fucking kids. And somebody else replied to them as well with that, because obviously you don't have children if that's what your suggestion is. Nursing is not easy to wean. It's not easy to wean, which is why I decided before I even had Bellamy that she would not only get breastfed but also have formula, because I felt like I didn't want to run into the issues that I'm having with Salem with Bellamy as well, because then I'd just be nursing forever, child. And so Bellamy's 3 months now, and so in the next 3 months I'm cutting off breastfeeding for both. And it's so, oh my god, I don't want to cry. It's what the heck? Who let you up here, girl? It's I feel so, hey, come here. No boobies right now. I'm just talking about that actually, aren't I? she wants to nurse right now. See, this is what I'm talking about. She's asking why. So, like I was saying, I am cutting off breastfeeding for both in 3 months because at that point Bellamy will be 6 months, and they say that it's best for you to breastfeed for 6 months to a year to 2 years even. So that's why I'm okay with still breastfeeding Salem, because Salem can't verbalize I'm hungry. Even though she brings me to the kitchen to get food for her, she doesn't verbalize and say I'm hungry. Like, she doesn't say I want a snack, you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like if your child can make a full sentence, then they should not be on the tin, period. Okay, period. But if your kid can't talk, I don't think that there's anything wrong with breastfeeding for a long time. Like, to me, 2 years is ideal for most people. Some moms go for longer than that, but I just feel like at a certain age, it's weird. You don't need to have your kids sucking off your tit after 2 years old. Like, no, they get all their nutrients from food. They don't really need the breast at that point, and they shouldn't be breastfeeding. But I find that I'm so feeling conflicted about cutting off breastfeeding, not for Salem, but for Bellamy. I feel like I wanted to give her at least a year, but it's just not realistic. And I can't cry because I have to go out, so there's no messing up this makeup. I guess that would be a good test for the Pat McGrath Foundation though. Does it withstand my tears? I feel so bad that I'm only giving her 6 months. I feel like I wanted to give her at least a year, and I don't get to do that because I need to wean Salem, and the only way for me to wean Salem is to wean Bellamy at the same time. And I know Bellamy's not gonna have an issue weaning because she has formula, and she gets legit half and half. So she does half of the day on breast and half on formula. And so I know weaning's not gonna be an issue because she enjoys drinking her formula. She never puts up a fight. Really, sometimes she'll like be spitting it out like, bitch, give me the tit instead. But most times she just takes her bottle because she eats so much, and she like, it's like she's never fully satisfied with just breast milk because it digests so quickly, so it doesn't hold her. So that's why we give her formula, so that she can be or stay full longer. And so I don't want to stop breastfeeding Bellamy, but like I said, I have to, because if I don't, then Salem's just going to keep freaking nursing, and I am so fed up with nursing Salem. It's not even funny. Like, I don't want to nurse her anymore. I want her to sleep through the night, and she's a big girl now. I feel like she's too dependent on breastfeeding, and once Bellamy got here, she actually started eating less and nursing more, which is an issue because Salem is definitely a foodie. She eats really healthy. She's big on fruits and cucumber, and like, she loves food, but I find that throughout the day she wants to nurse, and then at nighttime she wants to eat real food. Like, I was eating stew peas and rice, and this little girl stealing the stew peas and the dumpling off my plate, and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, I was trying to eat that. But she's my child, so I gotta share my food with her. And if you guys remember, that was like one of my biggest concerns before I even got pregnant with Salem. I was like, am I gonna have to like hide to eat a popsicle? Like, what's good? And I'm definitely sharing my food, which I don't like to do. So that's how I know I love my kids. I think 6 months is a good run. Some moms don't even breastfeed at all, so I shouldn't feel bad for stopping my breastfeeding journey, but I need to reclaim my body, okay? I really do, and that's just where I'm at with my motherhood. I guess once I actually do wean them in 3 months, I will update you guys and tell you guys what I did to wean them. I already know what I'm gonna do, so I'll let you guys know that in the future, and if it works or not. Well, it gotta work, girl, okay? Plan A gotta work, because I ain't got a B. So we gonna see. But I'm excited. The only thing that I'm worried about with cutting off the breastfeeding is if I'm going to start gaining weight. Because all the weight that I've dropped since giving birth, I've not gained any weight, and I'm so thankful for that. But that's probably mainly because I'm breastfeeding. So once I stop breastfeeding, I'm gonna have to have a whole different lifestyle if I want to continue to lose weight. Because right now I'm coasting, I'm maintaining my weight, I just don't gain and I don't lose. So I'm just sitting at the same weight, and I want to be less. I want to be 135 pounds, so I have a bit of weight to lose still. And I'm gonna see, I guess, how my body reacts to the change of not breastfeeding and how the hormones are going to affect me in that time as well. And obviously I'll give you guys an update on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The girls are getting along great. I love watching Salem with her little sister, and I love that Bellamy is so unbothered. Salem will literally be like all up in Bellamy's face, and Bellamy is so happy to have Salem in her face. It's so cute. Like, it's honestly the best. The last thing that I'm gonna address, because I don't know what kind of comments I'm going to receive on this video, but as you guys know, I'm really private, okay? I'm not a fucking vlogger. I don't showcase my whole entire life to you guys. And every once in a while, I'll pop in and give you guys an update. And I would like to think that people would be respectful and chill and, like, you know, I didn't do anything to you, so don't do anything to me. But that's obviously not the case, because social media has given people the room to be very ballsy. And so the other day on my Instagram, it happened a couple days in a row actually, I finally had posted Bellamy to my Instagram, and of course people came and everybody was leaving positive comments, blah blah blah, but there were people that decided they wanted to make fake accounts and make comments about the appearance of my children, and I'm not here for that at all. I mean, if you want to text your friends, if you have any, and tell them how you feel about the way my children look, you go ahead and you do that, okay? That's between you and your friends and the good Lord above. But just don't, okay? Like, it's unnecessary. I don't really give a fuck. You leaving mean comments about Salem is not going to do anything for your poor, pathetic, miserable life. So there is really no point. I didn't screenshot the comments left under my post of Bellamy, and that's because I read them once. I don't need to see them again. I just hope and pray that whatever you are going through in life that would make you leave a mean comment about a baby, you get that shit resolved all the fucking way. Get it together, sister, brother, whatever. I don't know, because it was a fake account, like I said, and it happened a few days in a row with different fake accounts. I don't know if it's the same person, and I don't really give a fuck. Did you make some money? Did you win the lottery? What did it do for you? Absolutely nothing. I think when people do that, their main goal is to upset me, obviously. But the thing about it is, I'm not getting paid to get upset. My Instagram is literally, I don't get paid enough for this, and I really don't. I do not get paid enough for people to be coming and commenting things on my posts. Obviously, I can turn the comments off, but fake accounts will go to any lengths they possibly can to get you to see what they wanted you to see. They DM me. They also will go on another post that has the comments enabled, and they'll leave whatever they want me to see. I think people expect me to react to it. They expect me to drag them and comment to show that I'm upset. But, like, I don't get paid to post on Instagram, so I'm not going to reply. It's just not a thing. It literally costs $0.00 to be kind and to keep your invalid opinions to yourself. I think their main goal is to be dragged or for me to reply and clap back, but, like, for what? So yeah, We are thriving, living our best lives, and everything is on the up and up on this side of the world. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go get a soft pretzel at the mall, and I will, I guess, see you guys when I see you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for all your support, and I guess the next video you guys will see will be my Pat McGrath video, because girl, I'm serving face, honey. Yes, mother done did the damn thing with this foundation, let me tell you. Okay, anyway, I love you all so much, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.